yields on stable coins, yeah, that's where my bag at. All I really need is Wi-Fi, get money on DeFi, mega cash on MetaMask. You better run when the runners run, show you how to get your money up. Dollar inflated like bubble gum, markets are jumping like double dutch. Buying up gold till I get a ton, crypto, yeah, I got some. You better run when the runners run, you better run when the runners run.
All right. Good evening, everyone. It's Tuesday, January 28th, 2025. We had to make sure we went live tonight and let you guys know you only have 4 days left for an amazing opportunity we're going to get in tonight. I know the sentiment right now in the crypto market is one of despair. People are disgusted. They're waiting for this bull market. It's not come yet. Now we have the FOMC tomorrow, and I think this is our last bear trap here. Let me bring in Ricardo Hamilton, aka Mims, making it make sense. How you doing, brother? I know you're a little under the weather, but appreciate you being here for the people.
Man, still fired up and excited as always. I don't really get caught up in the ups and downs and the day-to-day of the market, because this is why education is so important. When you really understand the underlying fundamentals, the underlying assets, the real utility, the real use case, where the world is moving, and how things are evolving. When you have and holding the right assets, you don't really care about the little ups and downs. You see them as either opportunities, but we're always fired up and excited because we know that we're in the right places ahead of time, truth be told. But yeah, when you see the markets down like this, it's time to buy, folks. This is the best time to buy. But I'm fired up as always, brother. How are you?
I am doing great, man. We had an awesome Zoom tonight. We're going to get into here a little bit. And so, a lot of people struggle with that mindset thing that you were talking about, Mims. And we talk about this all the time, how you guys need to be excited when you see red in the market. And a lot of people struggle to do that, especially people that are new into crypto. So I guess here's the question I want to ask to kind of open up the segment we're going to talk about tonight. Would you rather buy chickens or buy eggs? So let me explain what I mean by that, Ricardo, and then maybe you can break it down a little bit more. So let's say you're going to eat eggs every single day. You need eggs. They're the only way you can survive. Would it make more sense to invest in the infrastructure to have some chickens? They're going to lay you eggs every day. Or are you going to go out and buy eggs every day, and then once you use them and you eat them, you got nothing left? So I want you guys to think about this when it comes to cryptocurrency and how you can generate rewards, income. Do you want to buy something and be part of the infrastructure and community of a project that pays you daily? Or do you just want to go out and buy some crypto, and then when it goes up, you sell? When it goes down, you hold or you buy more? So Mims, I don't know if that analogy, you can maybe make it make sense. But I just keep thinking of that as, does it make more sense to own an infrastructure that's producing crypto? Or are you better off just buying a bunch of crypto and hoping it goes up and waiting every 4 years for the bull market?
Yeah, I mean, another way I would correlate it for people is, do you like dividend paying stocks? Do you conceptualize how a dividend paying stock works? Right. Well, if you own the stock, it'll pay you a dividend. Well, if you own a piece of the infrastructure and a blockchain, it will pay you for life in that coin. So, this is why we get excited, because it's the next level of opportunity, endeavors in the blockchain and crypto space. When you start to get into owning the software, the node, providing to the ecosystem, the infrastructure. So like Mike is saying, that you can get the egg every single day. You can get paid or receive or rewarded every single day in the cryptocurrency. It's a no-brainer. Now, the task is finding that real project that has real utility, that's solving a real world problem, that has a lot of great potential to create a lot of massive gains and income in the future, and that's what we believe we found. And that's why we're so excited. And the title of the live stream today is, this is the last chance to get in position at the price that it is now, because when you find something that's valuable, as that chicken that just laying the egg for you, when you realize that the price of eggs are going up, okay, that chicken is even more valuable than you realize. And so we understand what's going on with these assets, and it's just going to get greater later. So just definitely, even if you don't fully understand, get a position and figure it out on the way. Earn while you learn.
And we're going to say this a lot because we just want to make sure we get it out there. People don't get mad at us later. Okay. We're going to go through some of the highlights tonight, but just so everyone's clear, you only have 4 more days to get this software / node at $1,500. Okay. Come February 1st, on February 1st. So you got to get it before the end of January. They will start at $2,500, and then they'll go up from there as people buy them. Now, the other offer that's going on right now is buy 3, get 1 free. So if you buy 3 nodes before February 1st, you're going to get another one for free. So that's what I'm doing. I just want to make sure everyone fully understands this, because once that happens and things start to develop and you start to see it, you're probably going to want 2,500, 3,000, whatever it is. But we just wanted to make sure we went live as much as we could this week to let you guys know this is happening. This is an amazing deal, and this is the end of it. So we're going to hit the highlights here. Mims, anything you want to add about this opportunity and its time-sensitive nature?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is what we're doing. This is a winner. We've been in the space for a long time. We had a phenomenal Zoom, tonight, and I'm sure we'll get the recording of that out to you as well. But, more and more validation, more and more confirmation, especially at this stage in the game, of experience and wisdom in this space from, being, a part of successful projects and projects that got derailed because of, government entities, and learning what to look for and what creates value and sustainability. So this is why we going live and we're letting people know, like, look, last call, okay? Because the price is about to go up significantly. So if you can, you definitely want to get in now.
And again, guys, you have to understand, when it comes to crypto, blockchain, any business, right? 95% of businesses are going to fail. So imagine if you had gotten into one business and it failed and you're like, well, I'm never doing that again. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of pizza joints that have gone out of business. They didn't work for whatever reason. That doesn't mean that a pizza place might not be a good investment or a place to, look at opening or running. So especially when it comes to cryptocurrency, when we're this new, if you have one issue or one bad taste in your mouth from something, and then you're like, I'm just going to give up, like, I guess crypto isn't for you, and that's fine. But like Ricardo said, we've learned a lot in this space, and I have never seen anything like this, even close. The connections, the regulations, the clarity, working with the government to do everything proper and right. It's absolutely next level. Yeah, Daryl Porter, great point, brother. Who has senators on their calls? Huge credibility. So we got to listen to from Trent tonight, who ran for Senate and was endorsed by Donald Trump. Right. And just hearing his background just made me more. I'm so pumped about this, man.
Yeah, I mean, folks, we had the mayor of Trent, the mayor of Trent, out in Utah, for on the call tonight, folks. So I mean, that's obviously huge. His credibility, his network, him and a couple of the people from Trusted Smart Chain have been, at Mar-a-Lago, and obviously Cynthia Lumens, the partners, the network is huge, folks. It's huge. So they're definitely doing things right. They have the right partnerships. But yeah, I agree. How many times can you say a mayor was a part of your ecosystem that you're developing, dealing with RWA, tokenization of assets and securities?
Yes, and shout out to Judy on the call tonight. And she is correct. That is Trent Staggs. He's mayor of Riverton, Utah.
Yes, Riverton.
Ran in the Republican Senate this last cycle, and unfortunately was defeated by outside money, where they brought in $20 million to defeat him. But awesome guy. He is going to DC once a month to keep us in the loop with all of the, regulation framework that's finally coming out from the government. So the SEC isn't just going to sue everyone who has crypto in their name. So we're just going to we're not going to do a full presentation here, guys, tonight. We're just going to hit on a couple main things, because if you've been watching our social media, we have been talking about RWAs all day, every day. It is projected to be an over $1 trillion asset of tokenization. Almost everything is going to be tokenized, guys. I'm not saying that. Larry Fink from BlackRock's saying that. Hotels, artwork. Like, could you imagine owning a piece of the Mona Lisa? That would have never been possible before. It is now possible in this tokenization world of RWAs to own a piece of extremely rare artwork that you would never have that chance to. Existing businesses that are already cash flowing, commercial property, residential homes, real estate, commodities, oil. This isn't just some trend, guys. It's a massive shift in the entire financial ecosystem. And Mims, another thing I forgot to tell you, I actually had a Zoom with Megan today that we met out in California, who does the real estate. So I was explaining to her about blockchain, and she runs real estate classes. So she's going to be kind of coming down the line, but we're going to actually almost kind of have like a flipping tokenization. We don't have to do anything, right? We don't have to worry about doing that, but we're going to be able to facilitate in the rewards that come from buying real estate on tax liens, flipping houses, buying other houses that create cash flow. So this is absolutely next level with what our RWAs are doing.
Yeah, huge market, huge opportunity. Being at the forefront, being at the beginning of something, just understanding, the opportunity that's being opened up to you because of fractionalization in the blockchain. That's why we say, education is the most important asset, the most critical asset in the blockchain and crypto space, because once you really get educated and fully understand what it is that you're getting into, you already see your life in anew. You already realize, that your current status and lifestyle is totally different, to where it's going to be because of the education you have and the assets that you acquire.
And we've beat this like a dead horse, guys. The market size and growth of RWA tokenization is absolutely huge. Whatever, however many trillion you want to throw on there, we don't know. Why do we want to tokenize RWAs? Unlock liquidity. And people were asking questions in the Zoom, and I don't know if they weren't listening, okay? But businesses, that's like one of their biggest things is unlock liquidity. They might have cash flow and they might have a big real estate or buildings, but how do they get liquidity from it to pay their bills or to invest in something new? They have to go to the bank. They have to pay interest, or they need to go and become a public company on the stock market, which has a lot of downside. I believe Trent said tonight, in his opinion, unless you have over $1 billion market cap, it doesn't make sense to go public. So ask yourself this question, guys. Why do companies go public? Why do stocks exist? It's because they wanted to unlock liquidity of their business. And in order to do that, there's lots of negative things that come with it. Fees, paperwork, and then the short selling, like what happened with GME and GameStop and Roaring Kitty and Dumb Money. That's one of the negatives of going public, is you open yourself up to manipulation by the market, which if they can profit from shorting you, naked shorting you, they're probably going to do it. Tokenizing allows you to get the same benefits of going public on the stock market, but very few of the downsides. It is much easier and efficient, and you retain a lot more control of your company. So, and I didn't know this. I did not know this until I went to California and sat down and listened to millionaires and billionaires talk about this. Because I don't like stocks. So this is even why I'm more bullish on this, Ricardo. New funding sources, raise global capital, empower businesses using blockchain technology, reduce costs and increase efficiency. This is going to be a massive game changer to streamline asset transfers, eliminate intermediaries, which in the real estate field is crazy with banks, titles, brokers, all that stuff. And then to make it transparent and secure. Who knows what's going on in the government? Who knows what's going on with Wall Street? Because it can all be faked. And unless something is on the blockchain in this day and age, it could all be changed and whatnot. So tokenizing RWAs, this is why BlackRock's into it. This is why everyone is talking about this is the next big move. And what I love about it most, Ricardo, is it takes away a lot of the volatility that we see with crypto in this day and age.
Yeah, I mean, everything that is needed to have that trust, that transparency, that mechanism to create real value for industry and business to transition from, the traditional financial system over to the tokenization of their assets, in the Web3 blockchain space. All those features and variables are here. They have been considered. And, this is the opportune time, to be a part of, a platform that's doing it first. There's certain things that you look for when you're looking at a company. And a lot of those things have already been satisfied and addressed with T7X. And we're getting more and more confirmations as the days go by.
And, somebody may be like, well, I bought a node before and it didn't work out. They said it was backed by something. All right. And this is so far away from that. This is why we're trying to get you guys educated. This is a universally accepted framework for tokenization. This is the first in the world to implement these standards. They're focused on real existing businesses with cash flowing assets, no speculative or unproven projects. So the regulatory compliance and transparency comes in by their so let's imagine this, right, Ricardo? There is a destination luxury hotel in Tulum. They want to become tokenized. They're going to have to file Reg A and Reg D filings. That's with the SEC. All tokenized assets must be fully compliant, ensuring they're registered as investments and securities to meet SEC regulation. That's been the big battle in crypto. They're saying, nope, we're going to call these securities. We're going to do the proper paperwork. That means they're independent audits up front and annually thereafter to ensure all tokenized assets properly are valued and tracked and secure. So a lot of the issues that crypto has been dealing with regulation and the government has been, are these securities or are they commodities? They're coming out right now and saying, these are securities. We are going to register with the SEC as securities for full transparency. First in the world to implement these standards. So that is what T7X is doing. T7X is the crypto exchange that's dealing with that. This team has brought over 100 other companies public to the NASDAQ stock market. That is what they specialize in. And if you guys remember, I said going public on the stock market has lots of negatives. Okay. They are showing their clients, their network of successful people, this is a better way to do it versus going public, is to tokenize with compliance, filing the Reg A and Reg D. Mims, anything you want to add? Because I know that was a big piece we learned out in California about the Reg A and the Reg D and having that trust and transparency.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when we were looking at this project, man, with our years of experience, we have definitely, figured out what to look for, the questions to ask, and the further investigation and due diligence that we did, it just came back to where we really have something special here, and like they said, this is the first, layer one blockchain in the world that requires the real world assets to register, all of them. They have to register with the SEC and file the Reg A and Reg D. And there's transparency in that because the general public will be able to see these documents on, the information on these real world assets that are on the exchange. The transparency that you're going to have is phenomenal, to help you evaluate, how you want to leverage yourself in this opportunity. And like I said, education is the most important asset in this space, because once you increase your education and understanding, it reduces your risk and liability, which allows you to capitalize and further leverage yourself into an opportunity to where you can see massive gains and life-changing potential for yourself.
That was a great segue, brother. This is a true layer 1 Cosmos blockchain. Cosmos is a layer 0. I love Cosmos. And so we're going to be on top of the Cosmos ecosystem, but with our own chain. There are currently 12 RWAs currently in process. A luxury hotel in Tulum. We have a hemp grow distribution in Oklahoma that we're going to be traveling to soon. We have some different commodities and real estate in development as well. The average RWA valuation is around 50 million. And they're not working with, this isn't a company. We're not tokenizing something that has like one little business, right? One little real estate thing. We're talking about an average of $50 million of value. We're also going to basically building a community of people called the Trusted Society. And the affiliate program is just a 1-tier affiliate program. This is, nothing MLM or anything like that. And I like that too, because it makes a lot more sense with blockchain and just keeping it as an affiliate, like I did with Beam and lots of other nodes. Gala, we did. So what's going forward? What do we hope to see here? We want to have about 100 RWAs in 3 years and tokenize them. We want to have basically our own wallet. We'll be launching that next month. The token distribution will begin next month too. So right now, these tokens don't exist. Okay. This entire blockchain is going to start next month, and it's going to help facilitate the movement of everything we're talking about here with the help of T7X. We're launching our dApp, and then some belief initiatives. Like I said, that will be in Tulum in Oklahoma, and then the token listing coming up in a few months. Now, here's where I think a lot of people get lost, Mims. So I'm going to try to break this down. If you can Mims it at the end, that would be amazing. So you have to understand there's 2 entities to remain compliant, right? The TSC is just the blockchain. That's it. It's just the infrastructure. The T7 exchange, that is the side that's registering the securities. That is the side that is working with the real world assets. So T7X is licensed in 7 continents. It's a globally licensed exchange, allowing it to work with a worldwide investor base. They're the ones focusing on the Reg A and the Red D filings that allows accredited and non-accredited investors to participate in those real world assets. These filings provide investor protection, enforcing standards to promote transparency and investment risk. So just to be clear, you are not getting paid from the real world assets. Okay. You're not going to buy a Tulum token. Tulum token isn't paying you. All right. We are securing and supporting the blockchain. That's it. Okay. So 2 very separate entities. Now, here's what's amazing. T7X is working with these real world assets to when a company goes public, okay, and they're registering with SEC, they're going to be a security on the stock market. They have massive advertising to get people interested in buying shares of that. Since this team has extreme experience in that world, they're going to do a lot of those same advertisings, media investments on this side, where they're going to say, we need to raise capital, right? Again, this has nothing to do with the nodes. This is the T7X exchange. So $3 million of media investment is going into each RWA. That's part of the agreement they agreed to. We're not funding that. We're not doing anything with that. That is that own business, completely separate from what we're doing with our nodes. So the average media campaign wants to get 3,000 to 5,000 new accredited and not accredited investors. Now here's where the big thing is, guys. True utility. Each RWA is required to purchase TSC tokens from open market to pay dividends, driving tremendous liquidity and demand for the token. That is huge. So just an example, hypothetical, if an RWA is valued at 50 million and pays a 10% dividend to investors of 5 million, then 100 RWAs with an average dividend would be about $5 million of liquidity coming into these different ecosystems. So Mims, I know that's a lot for people to grasp.
Yeah.
But it's genius having known what we know now in this field and how entities need to remain separate. You can't be paid for an investment that you make. Otherwise, that makes it security. So these guys know what they're doing. That's the number one thing I take away from all this.
Yeah. T7X is bringing on Web 2 to the Web 3, which is the TSC. Okay. So there has to be a way to onboard Web 2 or traditional business into the Web 3 or blockchain space. And these have to be separate entities. So that way we're not looked at as we're participating in the Web 2 or traditional financial system aspect of things. We're participating in the Web 3 blockchain aspect of things, which is the TSC side. But the T7X is what's onboarding the traditional financial systems and these RWAs and securities and tokenizing them, bridging them to the blockchain aspect of the whole Web3 ecosystem. And so we're on that side of it. We're benefiting from that side. We do not directly benefit from the actual real world assets and securities.
That's why we call them MIMS, ladies and gentlemen. The Web 2, Web 3 example is perfect, Ricardo. Now, this really, I think, gives a good overview of how this works. You have T7X exchange. They have lots of connections with different groups that have real world assets, businesses with real estate and cash flow as assets. They're doing all of this. We don't have to do any of this. Okay. T7X. They're finding all these RWAs. Maybe this one over here is a guy who's making $10 million of oil. Maybe this is a guy who's growing hemp and has a big farm and grow facility. Maybe this is a guy who's has a large real estate portfolio and he wants to get more liquidity and he doesn't want to go to a bank. When they come on and say, I want to tokenize, I don't want to go public, I want to tokenize with T7X and Trusted Smart Chain, they are working with the fund managers to find investors up top here. Again, this has nothing to do with us. Okay. We're not advertising these companies. Doesn't involve us at all. Okay. But when there's movement between these two, when the investor says, I want to buy some of your tokens, Mr. Tulum, again, these are the accredited investors. They're going to have to use TSC to do that. When the RWA makes a profit and is giving back a dividend to them, they're going to have to do it through the TSC token. It's facilitating those connections. That's it. Mims?
Yeah. So the old money has to convert to new money on the blockchain, and we're providing that new money for them as node operators, that TSC coin in a way. But I mean, this essentially what Mike is trying to say, and he's showing you guys here is that this is what's going to create value, to the TSC coin, because in the real world, the investors are getting paid out in that TSC coin, which is going to create demand for it amongst other things. It's gas fee, liquidity pair, and everything else. So just understand something, that there is real value in that software, in the node, and obviously in the TSC coin, in the real world. Okay. So,
and it essentially comes down to being what cryptocurrency and blockchain is it's a payment rail that eases friction and makes it easier, and you need less intermediaries. So rather than doing this all the old way of payments and what you need, now you can use smart contracts to make this a lot easier, cheaper, and cut down on the middleman expenses. So here's what makes this different is the real world utility. Okay. TSC and the nodes we run and the tokens we get are a utility. Okay. They are software. They're not securities. There's no guarantee of gains. This is a community of people. Just like when Bitcoin started, okay, you couldn't even sell Bitcoin. There was no guarantee, but anyone could help secure the network and create a community. So when you purchase TSC nodes in the future, you will be able to use TSC tokens and get a discount. That's one utility. Investors with T7X and those securities must invest in RWAs with TSC tokens. Then we are layer 1 blockchain, so we have our own gas fees. And then when those RWAs are paying out their quarterly dividends, they must pay dividends to investors in TSC token. So there is massive use case on these payment rails of money going in and money going out on the T7X side, not on the side of our nodes. Now, the tokenomics are very simple because they're exactly like Bitcoin. Okay. And, they said, listen, we want something that has worked, something that people understand and has familiarity. So there's a maximum of 21 million. It undergoes a halving just like 4 years for Bitcoin. So 80% of the daily distribution will go to active node holders and validators supporting the blockchain. And there's also a bonus pool if you want to stake, which I think is a really good idea. So 20% of the daily distributions will go to that. So right now, this token does not exist. Okay, it will have its TGE or token generation event next month. There is no reason to ask how much can I make a day? How many tokens am I going to get a day? There is no way to know that. It's the wrong question. So if you're asking those questions, you probably want to learn more about how all this works. Because first of all, you're valuing your, value in dollars, which is kind of silly when the price of the dollar keeps going down. But there's too many variables. It depends on how many nodes there are. Now, I will tell you, 7,191 tokens will be created each day for the first 4 years. Those will be split amongst those who do what this says: validate and confirm transactions, maintain network security, process and add blocks to the blockchain, support the smart contract execution. There's a maximum of 200,000 nodes that will be sold to help secure this blockchain. Now, a lot of people would be like, what's a node? How do I run a node? Do I need a special computer? Do I need to be a computer nerd and geek and have a bachelor's degree from MIT? No, you don't need any of that. And that's one of the things when we went to California, MEMS, we found out they had thought of everything. So they have already partnered with a third party to make hosting your nodes and validating them with the validators super simple. And it's going to be a couple clicks and you're done. So you don't need to have a computer. You don't need to have your computer on. You don't need to know anything. It costs $2 a month to host your node with their third party vendor. Mims, anything you want to add when it comes to the ease of use or just why you want to have the chicken instead of the egg?
Yeah, I mean, folks, just keep it simple. You know what I mean? This is the thing. Obviously, when you understand that the market of real world assets is, over a quadrillion dollars. And when you see that there is a platform, a blockchain that is facilitating the conversion, the transition of real world assets and tokenized securities, on the blockchain, they're facilitating that transaction. Now it's just about, being first, being early, participating, taking action. All the due diligence and a lot of the, what does they say, crossing the T's and dotting the I's. All that it has been done, is being done. Like I said earlier, we had a phenomenal call today, with a mayor from Riverton, and we went out to Cali, and we'll be going out to the other facilities as well, in Tulum and Oklahoma, and but a lot of things that we're seeing is just really solid from all of our years of being in the blockchain and crypto space, looking at different projects, seeing what is taking place right now with this crypto-friendly administration, and knowing the connection that this T7X has with the current administration, and understanding of how the framework and things are being drawn up and how it should look. Things are looking really exciting, folks. Really exciting. So that's why we're letting you know now. Look, take advantage while the price is low. The prices will rise, and they're probably going to sell out these nodes in the next 6 to 9 months. In my opinion, they'll probably sell out 6 to 9 months. But once they're gone, they're gone. That's the point. There's only 200,000 of them. Once they're gone, they're gone. The prices are going up. But Mike, you can kind of go into that on how they can take advantage.
Yeah, so you have until the end of this month to become a founding member. You can get one node, which originally would be $2,500. Come February 1st, it will be. You can get that for $1,500 right now for friends and family. Also, if you buy 3 nodes, you get one free. You get the node software where you can earn daily token rewards in the TSC token. You're going to be a stakeholder in the DAO. That's a decentralized autonomous organization that is registered with the state of Wyoming. You're going to get access to the social communities, owner events, and then access to the TSC vetted opportunities. So that's the Reg A and the Reg D. So that's not just going to be wide open. If you're actually investing on the TX7 side with those accredited businesses, that's going to be very limited. Most of the time, us normies, we can't do that with accredited investors. That's why they're doing the Reg A and the Reg D to give us that access. So that's the main thing we wanted to tell you guys today, because here's what's going to happen. Somebody might be right now, well, the nodes aren't even out yet. The token's not live. They haven't officially signed a company up yet with the Reg A and the Reg D, even though they're working with 12 of them. I'm just going to wait. And that's fine. That's completely fine. You can wait. You can wait until we have our nodes and we're getting paid our tokens. You can wait until we bring on our first company and then our second company. And then we'll be in Tulum, and you can see us talk to that owner about how he's excited that he's tokenizing his resort. That's fine if you want to wait. We just want to make sure it will be more than. I believe the price goes up $100 for every 100 sold. I could be wrong on that. Mims, correct me if I'm wrong, or anyone in the chat. But I think it goes up.
It's $100. Yeah, every 1,000 nodes is sold $100.
Every 1,000. Okay.
Yeah,
because it maxes out at 10 grand.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get in for 1,500 now at the beginning, or 10 grand a node at the end. I've paid at least 7 grand for a node, and I'm glad I did. Probably one of the best choices I've ever made in my life. It's paid me back tenfold. I bought some nodes that haven't done well. It's up to you guys. You have to figure out what you want to do, what you believe in. But having been to California, having met the people actually involved in this and seeing their track record and experience and the connections that we have, especially with Trent, for me, this was a no-brainer, Mims.
Yeah. No, without a doubt, it's definitely worth it, in our opinion. And obviously, we're gonna have more and more updates. Like I said, we're gonna be at different events. You're gonna see you guys are gonna see the progress. But if you run it with the runners, you better run when the runners run. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what time it is. We don't do this for fun. We do this with a purpose. And we've been winning ever since, and we're gonna continue to keep winning. So come on and win with us. It's 2025 crypto-friendly administration. Capitalize on RWAs, tokenized securities, own the software, get paid, get rewarded daily in cryptocurrency by owning the software. It's a no-brainer. Take advantage.
So if you guys want more information, you have questions, okay, message Ricardo or I or whoever shared this video with you. Message us RWA, comment down below. We want to get you guys set, get your questions answered, and allow you to make the best decisions for yourself. We know what we're doing. We know what we're excited about, and we know what we have here. We want to see you guys win. And we might be going live later this week. Who knows? But at least you guys need to look at this so you can at least know what is being done here, because I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah. Stay plugged in, folks. We're in the largest wealth transfer in history. Obviously, there's a major narratives in the blockchain and crypto space. There are going to be more and more opportunities and updates and advancements, and you just want to stay plugged in. Look, I tell people all the time, if you're thinking of anything less than $1 million in 2025, you're thinking too small. If you're going to dream, if you're going to think, okay, if you're going to vision, dream big, think big, vision big, okay? Opportunity is here. Do not have a poor mindset, passing over opportunities repeatedly. Some things you're going to wish that you didn't pass over, and you had just took the time to get a little bit of education, maybe answer, got some questions answered, but took advantage. And I believe that's one of those things, and we're going to have more to come for you. So lace up, let's get wealthy.